In this video, we'll be taking a look at what makes MiniTool MovieMaker 6.0 the ideal video editor for your PC. Now, this video is sponsored by MiniTool, so shout out to MiniTool for sponsoring today's video. We'll be taking a look at one of their softwares. Now, this is known as MiniTool MovieMaker 6, and while it launches, we'll be looking at the primary features of this application. We'll be looking at the application in general, as to what it offers and what makes this the ideal editing software for you. Now, upon launching, we'll be greeted with the project window. Now, this is where you could create your new project or open an ongoing project. We could select the aspect ratio to which we'd want to use. So let's select a new project. Now, we have a few windows here, and I'm going to explain what each and every one of these windows are for. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, we have the import media option is selected, but we have various tools which we could play around with. We have transitions, effect, text, motion, and elements. Now, if we should select import files, we could navigate to our desktop and select supported files for our import. Now, as you can see, it imported these video footages really quick. So we could simply drag and drop onto our timeline. And as you know, the default location for timelines would be on the bottom of the screen. So once we have our footage loaded, we can see that we have a preview window, which is known as the player. So this is where we could preview the video footage to see what is there. We could also move the timeline cursor, and as you can see, it is moving in real time. So there is no delay whatsoever when using MiniTool MovieMaker. Now, another key factor to note here, once you select a video footage over on the right-hand side, the upper right, we have video properties. Now, this is where you'll be able to control the contrast, saturation, brightness, LUT, rotation, speed, and so on and so forth of your video footage. So you have a wide array of customizations to choose from. Now, let's go back to the upper left-hand corner where we have transitions. Now, MiniTool MovieMaker has quite a lot of transitions, 97 in total, and these are easy to add. You could drag and drop these transitions between the clips. So if we should play, as you can see, it has a smooth effect, and as I've said, there are 97 to choose from, and it's as simple as dragging and dropping. Now, right above the timeline, if you've made a mistake, we have the undo button. So you could undo the last action and undo again. You could also redo if that was a mistake. And you could obviously delete using the delete button. Now let's look at the effects that are available. Now these effects add various filters to whatever video footage you are using. So for instance, let's look at this one. And let's say we wanted to add the black cat effect. Now, you would simply click on the little download icon, and once it has been downloaded, you would add the plus button, and it would be added, or drag it over on the clip, and it would be added to the clip. So as you can see, it adjusted the clip for us, and we could also drag another one. Let's download first, drag it to this clip, and it has been automatically added to the clip. And you could make adjustments by turning down the contrast, saturation, and brightness. So that is a key feature of MiniTool MovieMaker, adding various effects with just the click of a button. Now we could add text as well. And as you know, this is ideal for any video editing software to be able to add text. Now, what makes MiniTool MovieMaker special is that these texts are animated. So if we hover over any one of these texts, you would see that they have brief animation. Let me move here. They have a brief animation, which would allow them to appear on screen in different formats. Now, there are quite a bit of text options to choose from. We could choose caption, credits, and title. Now, motion, this is where you could adjust your video footage. So if you wanted your video footage to be able to move around on the screen, zoom in, zoom out, and all of that, this is where you'd find the ideal motion for you. Lastly, we have elements. Now this is where we could add arrows, emojis, basically add stickers on your videos in a sense. So we could select anything from here, but ensure that you download and add it to your footage. And as you can see, it has been added. If we should give it a play, we could see that it is animated. So those are the basic features. And what I like about MiniTool MovieMaker is that it is not riddled with too much features that are overbearing and you'd have to learn to be able to use them. These features are simply drag and drop and you're good to go. So let's see what happens when we select export. So after you've made your edits, you've adjusted your video footage, add your text, your transitions, effects, and so on, it's now time to export to share with the world. Now we have two options here. We have template. This is where we could select various custom templates to add to our videos. However, if we wanted to create for ourselves, we could select and export. Now, this is a free version of MiniTool MovieMaker. So I am of course limited. However, let's go ahead and export. So let's just call this video. And as you can see, the resolution of export, the frame rate, the duration, and the size. So we're going to save this to the desktop. And let's click on export. And of course, there are other settings that you could adjust whilst exporting. Now, this exports fairly quick. It is all dependent on your computer's speed and performance, but this does not lag. I've been using it for quite a bit of time and I haven't noticed any delays whenever I'm performing any tasks. So I could easily edit, I could apply as many transitions as I wanted in my video timeline, and I would not have any issues with that. So once again, thanks to MiniTool MovieMaker for sponsoring today's video, and I hope this video encouraged you and enabled you to see what MiniTool MovieMaker is about, and that this is the ideal video editing software for your PC. So thank you for watching. Please feel free to check out the links in the video's description and comments. Archer 7 out.